Hey friends, welcome back. I am so glad you've been with us today. If you missed some of the segments, you can always go back and rewatch it. If you and I have not met, my name is Emma Lou with Heartfelt Creations. Hasn't it been just such a fun-filled day of art from the heart to inspire you to get started with your next project? I cannot wait to see what you share with us on Facebook about what inspired you. Do it in the comments if you're watching on YouTube or right here on our website. With that, I know that there's been like an overload of creative inspiration today, right? From all the different techniques that Liz and Carrie and myself have shared with you. And this is like the last hurrah. So we're gonna just jump right into it. We're gonna have a lot of fun creating another Art from the Heart card that I think will really inspire you to utilize the hearts in many different ways for all occasions, whether that is wedding, anniversary, Valentine's Day, friendship, or celebrating love. So lots of variations just based on what you choose to do. I really love the uniqueness of combining two hearts together, which I think would be great for a wedding as well. So with this one, we are going to focus a little bit more on how to kind of creatively use background paper. I know some of you are like, oh my gosh, I cannot cut into my background paper. That's exactly what we're going to do today. And then we're also going to learn how to do some coloring with ink combination, and then learn how to really layer and bring this all together on this card. So the very first thing, I think what we're going to do first is just do some coloring, and then we'll show you how to bring it all together on this beautiful card. So tell us what some of your favorite projects have been so far today, what you have loved learning. We really hope that this would be a very special event. It's Valentine's Day here in the US, celebrating love, celebrating you. And we just wanted to make this day just extra special for you. So with this heart, when you're doing a combination of ink and markers, I personally love that because it allows you to get like a base color on very quickly, and then you're using the markers as a highlighting accent. So with this one, I brought in my magenta hue, or you could use the color from the last card that we did as well. It really doesn't matter. But since you're die cutting this, doesn't matter if you go outside the edge. So we're just going to go ahead and do a circular motion over these roses. And you might do it a little bit across the baby's breath. The baby's breath, I won't really do anything else with it, since that'll just be more of a light pink. So we'll do this to these two, and we'll just color a section of this. And we'll also do that on this rose as well. So we're just going to go ahead and cover this entire rose with the magenta hue, and you're going to be able to have that background in there. So all you need to do next is just add some accents with your markers. With this one, we're going to go back and we're going to go ahead and add a little bit of green right away with a leaf green into some of these leaves, so you can see how to add some leaf green background with ink. So you have kind of that base in there. And you'll see that I'm just kind of utilizing the edge of my sponge. And I do sometimes go a little bit into the rose, but you really don't notice it much, so you don't have to worry about that. And then we'll do the same thing for this leaf as well. And I think we're ready to get started with our markers. So as you can see, I again have this clear sleeve. If you missed the first demonstration I did, you'll want to go back and watch that one so you can kind of get the basics of how I started coloring with markers right off the bat with that. Just going to make sure my marker tip is clean, and we're going to go in with this is the pink, I think it is. Yes, it's just pink. I was just rolling it around, missing the name on it. So again, we're using pink on this. I'm putting a pretty good dollop of that in there. If you wanted to do the highlight of red in here too, like we did in the last one, you could as well. I'm just going to make sure to see kind of how much pink I have on that, and then we'll get started going right into those roses. So you can do kind of the outer edges, you can just bring that in, and as you can see, since you have that background base of pink, you very quickly have a rose that is being shaded and colored very beautifully and easily. Isn't that just so stunning? I am going to go back and just add a little bit more pink in here. And then each rose will turn out differently. I might just focus a little bit more on this one in the center, and then just bring those colors like more vibrant on this end. So not all roses need to be same. You can do some more light or more pops of color. So you'll see that there's large variations just based on how much pink you add and also in which areas. I always like to start out doing less and then going into adding more, because you can always add, it's harder to subtract. So you can always do that. And then when you're finished with the pink, you can go in with the green. For this green, I have an olive green again, and then I again have just a green. So this is a little bit more of a bright green, like that's a very vibrant green. So you will want to test colors of green that you want to use with yours. And I will be using a color combination of both of these. I do like to make sure my tip is clean from the pink that I have, because that can kind of dirty it up a little bit. So we're just going to go ahead, see how much green we have in there, and just start down the center of that leaf. This green just gives it a nice pop, just a vibrant green, and just continue. You can kind of add that pop in the section there, the center, and continue that. Now, for today, as a thank you for participating, you qualify for a 15% discount off of your entire cart. It does exclude warehouse clearance savings products, but if you are a insider member, you can combine the 15% with an additional 20% off. If you're not an insider member, today's a great day to become one, because you're going to be able to get a 15% saving on your entire cart and an additional 20% when you are a insider member. So if you're not an insider member, you can become one we can pop a link in, and you can become one for $12.99 a month. That gets you free shipping in the US, gets you a 20% shipping discount for international crafting friends, so you can benefit either way, whether you're in the US or international. So that's how quick that beautiful flower is colored. We forgot to add pinks to this one. So we'll go back and just add some beautiful pink coloring to this one. I feel like sometimes you can see the shading a little bit more on this one because it's an individual stem flower. And like I was saying earlier on the first video I did today, that with these you're creating your own long stem roses, so you can create yourself a dozen roses. These will not wither or die. You can create them in any color combination that you love, and they'll last for a really long time. I was telling others that, earlier, that it always makes me sad when those fresh flowers kind of wither and die, and they're all done. So these thankfully will last a long time. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and do this, a little bit shading in there, and I think we've pretty much used up all our pink, which I could put more out, but I think we've got plenty in this rose to get us going. Okay, so we'll put that aside. Easy peasy. It's all done, and you're ready to layer this on your card base. I'm going to switcheroo a little bit, and we're going to start with the actual just bare bones card base. So this is our 5x7 card that we're going to be creating with today. I took my pattern paper of choice, which was this one from the Friendship Rose paper collection, and I cut out a 5-inch width in here so it fits onto my card base. And this is where I did a little bit of scissor cutting, which was really, really simple. I just followed this kind of dark burgundy magenta strip, and when it went through the heart, I wasn't super picky about it because that will be covered, and just trim that off. You could always use this other side for something different, or you could create a split, put a decorative die in the center, like with lace or something. So lots of variations on that. So we're just going to go ahead and glue this down first. And what I love about this, again, this is a super versatile way to use your decorative background papers, your hearts, and it looks pretty complex, but when you break it down, it's actually very simple to do. Now, I have this on foam dots, but I am just going to go ahead and kind of add some glue to this Happy Valentine's Day heart. And we are going to see where we want to have this position. So I'm just going to lay this behind this heart, and we're just going to lay this right down here. So we need to put this heart down first. So we'll have that in that section. You can kind of see that in there. And then we're going to go ahead with this one. So I used the decorative heart die once again. This is the hero of kind of those background decorative pieces. And I used these two pieces, which is these two. And I also cut this love out with the gold Luxe cardstock. And we're just going to go ahead and layer these together and offset it a little bit. so you can see that gold coming up behind it. Do you love using Luxe Gold and silver cardstock as much as we do? Oh my gosh. It is just the stunning accents. It just adds that little pop behind those decorative dies and really makes them shine. So we're just going to go ahead and offset this just a little bit. And then you're ready to glue this down. So as you're watching, let us know when you have that aha moment. And since this is our last grand finale demonstration for today, I would also love to have you pop in the chat and let us know what was your favorite thing you learned today, what this event did for you. I know our team behind the scenes, and for those of us that got to demonstrate for you today, it's been such an honor and a privilege to get to do this with you. And we hope that it really just inspired you and made your Valentine's Day extra special this year. So we're just going to go ahead and bring these little foam dots off. And hey, if you have some crafting friends that you know would absolutely love to be inspired with this as well, you can share this with them so that they can get started learning these tips and techniques as well. Isn't that so beautiful? I think this is more like a simple elegance, just kind of that classic art from the heart. And that's what creativity is all about. It is about you enjoying and loving the creative process, which is very therapeutic. And then it's kind of a double duo thing that I absolutely love about crafting is you love and we love to create, and then the joy and beauty and all the things that it brings and that it means to our friends is just kind of a double gift. It's a gift to us, and then it's a gift to those that are the receiver. So there you have that love and the beautiful gold. And then all that's left is adding the beautiful stems. These stems are like so versatile, and I love to color them different ways to get different looks. No two roses are alike, so that kind of gives you just some different dimension and beauty to the bouquet. So we're going to go ahead and glue this one down first. I'm going to pile a little bit more glue on the top, and then we'll just tack the stem down just a little bit. And we'll bring this in. Ta-da! And I'm just going to pop this stem off, and that's going to be more on the end, so it's a little bit shorter. Again, put a nice dollop of glue. You could also use a foam dot. It really doesn't matter. If you wanted to do that, totally up to you. We're going to pull this leaf up, and we're just going to bring that up in there a little bit. And then we're going to go ahead and lay this little individual petite, beautiful stem. Easy to overlook, but it is just that perfect accent to just lay right in the center of those stem roses and just kind of bring that all together. There we go. The great thing about this too is like I just twisted and pulled this leaf aside. So you can really do that as well. So then you can add your glitter like we did in the first one. Just have some fun with that. Lots of creativity and various ways that you can layer, mix and match those to really get a very unique look that you love. So hopefully this inspires you to create art from the heart with all the different demonstrations and ways that you've seen that you can create projects for weddings to celebrate love, friendship, anniversaries, and so much more. So before I go, I wanted to again just go through a couple of the samples that I have in front of me that designers from all across the globe have created. We started out our journey together this morning with this beautiful art from the heart, with this dimensional heart that I think you'll absolutely love recreating. You can do those ornaments with it, or you can keep it simple, just cut straight into the card, add a decorative pattern paper in the background, add your embossing, add some three-dimensional roses. How stunning is that? Absolutely love it. You can do hearts with shakers. You can do those stem roses in many different colors like we were talking about. And that beautiful heart die, it just like is so stunning just by itself, adding that friendship rose heart on top. And then we were looking at some of these projects that we had taught in our online class when the Friendship Rose collection launched. If you didn't get to watch that and you're an Insider member, you have access to these projects. So there's more inspiration for you. We did this little beautiful heart booklet that's perfect for photos. It was just jam-packed and loaded. Plus we learned how to make the roses, which was absolutely stunning. So if you're an Insider member, you have automatic access to that. And if you become an Insider member today, you'll have access to that class as well. Here's another beautiful way to use some of the items from the Friendship Rose collection. And I love how the paper that we were using earlier, this is another variation, just using the entire heart die. And then look at this, like this is just so stunning how that opens in the center. You've got some background stamping in here, and then using the opposite side of the paper when that opens up. So lots of variations just based on how you put it together with the combinations. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm really like the Friendship Rose paper collection, the colors and just the beauty and the detail with the roses and the theme with that is absolutely stunning. So you'll want to stock up on those. If you haven't placed an order yet, make sure to do that as a part of this event and celebrating you. You qualify for a 15% discount off your entire cart. That does exclude the warehouse clearance items, but those you save up to 70% already. With this 15% discount, if you are an insider member, you can stack your 20% discount with that plus free shipping. So if you placed an order earlier today and you're like, oh my goodness, Emma Lou, like I also need this and this, go ahead, place another order and that discount will apply for you as well. So make sure to take advantage of that. And if you're an international crafter and you're like, wait, but what about me? You also get the 15% discount, an additional 20% discount if you're an insider, and you save a 20% discount on your international shipping fees, which is wonderful. So I hope this event has just brought you the art from the heart, the creative inspiration that you needed to jumpstart you on your next project, and that today was just an extra special Valentine's Day for you, that you know that you are loved and celebrated. Thank you so much for spending part of your day with us. And until next time, happy creating. We'll see you then. Bye.